heading to the park for a run. I had a cycle this morning, did about 50k on the bike this morning, so just going out now for a nice easy run, probably around that 132 beats per minute. And it's a good workout. It's a good way of just freshening up the body. I'll explain a bit more about what I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm doing the run. But welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If you like the content, be sure to give it a little thumbs up button. Lets me know that you like it, and then it lets more people see it. It really helps the channel, so that'd be great if you could do that. And then also, if there's any questions about any of the stuff that I discuss on this, be sure to drop a question in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Or if you'd like to see more of that kind of physiology type talk, and let me know, and I'll do some more of that, because that's what I like to geek out on. Today's session is going to be probably about 5 or 6 kilometers, 35 minutes. So really low intensity. If you're talking about the 5 zone training, this would be definitely a zone 1. Some people call this a recovery run, but I don't like using that term, because if it's recovery you need, then you should recover by resting. But these runs are good. They allow you to buffer out any lactate you've accumulated in your body, while keeping those arterial and venous pathways open and stressing those mitochondrial cells which you use to get your energy when you exercise. So it's a good run, it's a good session if you can fit it in. But like I said, if it's recovery that you need, then you should not be running, it should be recovery. The slow run is really important in your progressive overload type training. So when you train for any sport, any endurance sport, you're using a method called the progressive overload. So every week adding a little bit more intensity, accumulating a little bit more fatigue, stressing the body, and then as the body deals with that stress, you get fitter and therefore faster. And then the key to fitness is staying both injury and illness free. So in order to do that, you have to do what they say, listen to your body, and manage the stress that you accumulate each week, manage that progressive overload, because if you don't, you'll start to get injured or sick pretty quick. So the question then will be, how do you know when you're adding too much? Well, there are some golden signs that you should always be looking out for. And if you start to see those signs appearing in your body, then you know that you're not dealing with the stress quite like you probably should be, and therefore you need to back off and take a bit of rest and recovery before going again. The question is, what are those golden signs? Well, the first one, and the one that's most common probably, is poor or inadequate sleep, and waking up in the morning feeling unrested, like you didn't get a good sleep. That's usually a sign that you're accumulating far too much stress and fatigue in your training program. The second sign would be pain and niggles in joints that then turn into things like plantar fascia pain, Achilles tendonitis, anterior patellofemoral pain, anterior hip pain, sacroiliac pain, low back pain. If you've been suffering with any of those, the best evidence-based practice would say that you're accumulating too much stress in your body, you're not dealing with your overload, and you don't have any tissue damage. It's far more likely that you've got peripheral sensitization. Now that's a topic for another day. But yes, that is a very big sign that you're doing too much, too fast, or too little for too long. The third sign that you're overtraining and accumulating too much stress and your body is not dealing with it would be being irritable, in a bad mood, just being off form, feeling low, anxious, and also craving sugary type foods. That's a big sign if you go through a period like that. That feeling of being in a mood or feeling low, anxious and craving sugar is quite often a sign that the hormonal levels are a little bit out of whack, and probably because you've accumulated all that stress and fatigue, your body has produced a little bit more cortisol, which is our stress hormone. As a result of that, thyroid gland might be throwing out a little bit of T3, T4 hormone, which increases the idling rate of all your cells. So now your cells are all working at a higher rate than usual, therefore requiring more energy, and the best energy to get on short notice is sugar. So all that added in will be a big sign that you're overcooking it in the training and you need to back off a little bit. And just finish up this run here. The plan was to get about 5 or 6k in that run. Oh, I think I finished up in about 7, a little over 7. I took it really easy. I just aimed for the 132 on the Maff there, so the lowest of low end of Maff, and I think for quite a lot of it was actually under the 132. Slow, easy run. Take the lactate, put it into the Krebs cycling, use it as a little bit of energy, which is always a good sign. And also, if you feel good and you can do that little run, it's great, because when we're training for endurance and doing the progressive overload, the fitness comes by producing more vascular highways, so allowing more blood to flow through the arteries and veins. And the best way to keep those open and to maintain that is to just keep exercising. But of course, there's only so much you can do. You can't exercise all day every day as much as some of us would like to. So just doing that slow, easy run is a good way to keep those pathways open. It also puts a little bit of a demand onto those mitochondria to keep working, to produce that energy, to take up that lactate, to use that and reuse it as take the ATP and reuse it for energy again, with a little bit of glycogen and oxygen, obviously, and obviously those fat cells as well that you're burning. So all in all, it's a good workout. So just to recap on what I talked about on that run, is the easy run is a way of taking any of the waste products or the byproduct of exercise that are laying around your body and just reusing them as energy to get you through that little run. It definitely tightens you up and freshens you up for the following day's exercise. So it's a good way to just trying to do a bit of housekeeping, internal housekeeping in the body while maintaining that fitness. But also what I said in the video is that you got to listen to your body, and what that means is, if on the days where you're going to go and do the easy run that you really feel like you need some recovery, that you need some, your body's wrecked, then perhaps it's better just to actually have a rest day that day. If you have any questions about any of those topics that I spoke about there, if you have any questions about the 3 golden signs for overtraining, just pop them in the question below, and I shall see you all in the next video. I'm actually in the process of making another video of just a week in the life, so bringing you around, letting you show what type of training I do during the week. So keep your eye out for that one, and I shall talk to you all then.